Good morning. It's Thursday, July 11th, and I want to talk today about an event that has created a disaster for this country. We are in the midst of legal repercussions that will haunt us for years because we have a Supreme Court that is not capable of producing valid, important decisions. And I can say that with complete impunity, that the decisions that this Supreme Court has come up with have violated laws of this country for many, many years to come. First of all, they overturned Roe versus Wade, which had been in existence for 50 years. And they have done other things that have affected our lives. And the latest and poorest decision that has come down from this court involves what we'll call immunity, presidential immunity, something that the president could do while he's in office that an upright citizen could not do. That's right, something that a citizen of the United States can't do. We are going to allow a president or somebody maybe in his cabinet to get away with stuff like that. Immunity, a strong word that has evil overtones because the way the Supreme Court has ruled, there's no real pure 100% definition of when immunity can be applied. The implication is that you can do or you can take actions while you're the president that affect the way the country is running, etc., and be immune from those actions even though they appear to be illegal if some citizen would do them. But there's no clear definition. And so when you look back at what happened on that infamous day known in our history as January 6th, and the actions that were taken at that moment in time by the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, could be ruled differently under this immunity invention of the Supreme Court. They can make this out to be almost like it's an official act, that he was working and operating in an official capacity. So this is a bogus attempt to keep Donald Trump out of prison. In the upcoming months, Trump's lawyers are expected to argue that a judge decide whether the conduct of Donald Trump is immune based upon legal arguments alone. And if the prosecutors try to call Pence or his chief of staff, Mark, to testify, they can refuse to do that under this ridiculous ruling. So this ruling allows Trump to block a lot of different things that might come up in the cases against him. And he could be avoiding testimony in the meetings where Trump discussed stopping the January 6th certification. Trump could block that testimony by asserting that he had executive privilege and that he was allowed to tell Pence to stop and pause the count, the electoral count. You know, this whole thing with immunity is something 75% of the people in this country do not agree with it. They do not agree that the president should have this blanket immunity, that he keeps running around and using it. So the wrong president having this kind of immunity is a blight on our system of justice. It's a blight on our government. So we can't allow this type of immunity to exist in the hands of powerful people. There has to be a different criteria of deciding whether or not the actions taken by these high-level people are really valid, are really actually valid and done properly. This is a very tricky situation that we find ourselves in now. Immunity, presidential immunity, vice presidential immunity. Those are serious, serious questions that have to be answered. And the Supreme Court is not the place to get an answer, as we have seen, because in their mind, the president can do anything he wants. And only the slip of a tongue, the minute mistake that he might make could overturn it. But that's not going to happen under the criteria that the Supreme Court has set up. So why? Why are we going to continue down this heinous path? Ruination of our democracy is in the balance here. And yet, many in the public domain are not raising a large enough uproar. It's time to fight against these ridiculous conditions. It's time to eliminate immunities and things like that without a clear definition that can be pinned down. And maybe the answer to this question is the way we vet our candidates before we allow people to take these positions in high places. Can we trust all of the people who get elected to public office? How about that? And how about hearing from ex-Vice President Mike Pence, who was standing in the spotlight on J6? Let's hear what he has to say about this whole thing and how he felt and whether his life was threatened. That would be a big blow, possibly, to Donald Trump's election campaign. So why? Why is Mike Pence, who was a stand-up guy in my mind, why isn't he speaking out? Why hasn't he stepped to the plate? Is he such a loyal Republican that he's going to allow Donald Trump to run for re-election without putting his 2 cents in? His life was endangered. Is he such a loyal Republican that he can put that aside? There's much that could be learned from Mike Pence. And so I leave you with these crazy thoughts today. A country that is coming apart at the seams. Have a great day. Bye.